everyone, Tim Schofield here, and I just got back from the Apple Store picking up the new iPhone 16 lineup, but I do want to say thank you so much for the continued support. We just passed 900,000 subscribers, so thank you so much. With that being said, in this video, we're gonna take a look at the 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max, and don't worry, I also picked up the iPhone 16 and the 16 Plus is coming, so I will compare those phones in a future video. Be sure to subscribe so you're notified when those go live. Video on the new Apple Watch coming today as well, stay tuned. But in this video, we're gonna take a quick look what comes in the box of both of these, and then of course get some hands-on with the latest flagship from Apple, check out some of the new features, that new camera control, and more. Let's get started. And here they both are, as usual, custom boxes depending on the color that you ordered. So yes, we're gonna check out the new Desert Titanium, but also the black titanium in the Max model. All right, back-to-back unboxing. There's a first look at that black color, and now the new desert color, a little bit lighter than I actually was expecting. Setting them to the side, let's see what else we get. Standard oval-shaped booklets, plus a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable that is braided. It feels very premium. And that's everything in the box. This is the first year that they have not included Apple stickers. More of a nostalgia thing than anything. It's a bummer, but you know, I totally get it. Notice something new right here, a camera control sort of button. They're not calling it a button, but camera control on the side. Peeling that off, satisfying. Booting our flagship Apple phones up for the first time, let's take a closer look at this hardware. Lining up the left side so you can see how much wider the Max model is, but you'll notice down at the bottom, even the speaker and microphone have an extra hole in them on the Max model, and you have a USB Type-C port for charging. I have to point out, I really like the side color of that Desert Titanium. It looks really sleek. It's a little bit darker than the back was. Anyways, with the bottoms lined up, looks like that camera control is actually in the exact same spot. However, your side button is in a different spot, a little bit higher up on the Pro Max. Moving along, make note there is a camera bump with that triple camera system, and up towards the top, absolutely nothing. Finally, along the left sides where that action button is and volume rockers, which are lined up when the tops are lined up. However, if we line up the bottom of the phone, you'll notice that they raise up just a little bit on the Max. And a closer look at those two colors side by side. Also, the wireless charging got a bump. You can actually charge a little bit faster with your MagSafe charger, and that actually brings us to our sponsor. You'll need to keep these phones charged, and ESR makes the coolest and fastest chargers for your new iPhone. Since the new iPhone 16 lineup supports Qi 2 wireless charging, ESR has you covered with their ESR Qi 2 MagSafe battery pack with a kickstand. It's not only really compact, but also charges your phone fast at 15 watts. The magnet's really strong and you don't have to worry about it falling off the phone. There's even a built-in kickstand which makes watching videos so much nicer. You can even game with the battery pack attached and not have to worry about temps. Your phone will charge cool thanks to ESR's NTC sensors and AI algorithm to constantly monitor the temps. This might be my favorite iPhone accessory, the 3-in-1 MagSafe charger, which has Qi 2 and Cryo Boost. Cryo Boost was invented by ESR to help dissipate heat while charging, ensuring you can charge at the fastest speeds possible. This 3-in-1 charger not only charges your phone fast at 15 watts, but it will also charge your Apple Watch and earbuds as well. This watch charger is Apple certified and will charge your Apple Watch 50 minutes faster than non-Apple certified brands. This makes it perfect to have on your desk or nightstand. Finally, ESR's MagSafe car charger also has Qi 2 and Cryo Boost, which is perfect for those long road trips to keep your phone cool. It simply attaches to the car's air vent or dashboard, and the magnets inside make it simple to attach your phone vertically or horizontally. Be sure to check out ESR, all links in the description below. Onto that triple camera setup, and the 16 got an upgrade. It actually took that 5x telephoto lens that only the Max had last year, and now they're the exact same camera system. You get a 48 megapixel Fusion wide angle lens, and the ultra wide angle lens got an upgrade to 48 megapixels as well. Excited to test that one out. Another quick look and comparison of the colors. Anyways, we are all booted up and ready to go. Let's get these phones set up. I'll talk about anything that's noteworthy. As usual, Face ID's built in. Let's set that up very quickly. Just set my face in the frame. There we go. I've got all this camera equipment around me, a lot of light going on, but it seemed to have actually worked. First one complete, you can use it with or without a mask. All right, and then finally, one more time, position within the frame. There we go, moving our head around. There it is, simple. You can completely customize the action button. It doesn't just have to be in silent mode, flashlight, camera switch, recognize music. There's a ton of options. You can even customize it to open something when it's horizontal versus vertical. There's just a lot you can tap into with this action button. On to the new one, camera control along the right side. It's interesting seeing that there. I'm not used to it yet. We'll fully test it out, but essentially tapping it once will open the camera, tap it again to take a picture, press and hold for video. There's a lot more, we'll dive into it. Always nice to have emergency SOS, crash detection, and satellite connectivity. And here we are, welcome to iPhone, all set up and ready to go. The display's got a little bit larger, 6.3 inches on the 16 Pro and 6.9 inches on the 16 Pro Max. However, I can notice already that the bezels got smaller, actually, so the screen to bezel ratio is better. I can already tell after using the 15 Pro that there's just more screen on the front in comparison to those side bezels. And honestly, aside from the screen size, the weight, and the overall size of the phone, that's it in terms of differences. There's really no difference. Since the camera system's the exact same, you get the same phone just in a smaller or larger package. In case you are interested, a quick bezel comparison between the 16 Pro Max on the left and the 15 Pro Max. A feature that is new, that is very welcome, is that it goes down to 1 nit of brightness. So it gets really dim, which is fantastic maybe when you're in bed, laying next to a partner, etc. You don't want to wake them up with your screen. The previous model was 2 nits, so it's cut in half to 1 now, so it's even dimmer. Both phones have an OLED display and a 120 Hz refresh rate. It looks very smooth. iOS 18 brings a lot of new features, one of them being the ability to truly customize your home screen. You can get rid of text on those app icons. You can even tint and color your icons how you want to. That's just a nice, useful feature. All right, I'm too excited. Let's dive right into it. That camera control. So you press it and it will open up that camera app. And then if you press it again, it's going to just snap some pictures. Those are really quick, very little, if any, shutter lag at all. If I press and hold on it, it's going to start a video recording, whatever setting you have, your preset setting. I'm gonna have to bump that up, but if I let go, it'll stop video recording. If I just rest my finger on the camera control, it brings up zoom. So if I wanted to zoom in, I just scroll on over, keep going, and there. And it locked on to that 5x, and then I can snap a quick picture or press the button, obviously, to take the picture. But it does sense it, so I'm not actually pressing the button to activate and just kind of pushing in and not actually pressing the button. You can zoom in and zoom out, but there's other controls. There's that new ultra wide. What if you don't want zoom to be the control? You set your finger down and double press. Don't actually push the button, you just press in and you can scroll through. You can go to your f-stop, your exposure, your different cameras, your styles, and even the tone as well. So now it's set to the tone, you can change that. Going to cameras, this is a quick swap between the lenses and it forces that specific lens to take a picture. And of course, exposure to brighten or darken that scene. By the way, developers can take advantage of this camera control within their apps. I believe Snapchat even has an option, so I'm really excited to see what developers are going to do with the camera control. As I mentioned, up here in this corner is where you can really change the tones of your image. There's preset ones, and you can truly customize how you want that. This will be great for sort of matching skin tones the way you want. Also, going into video, I'm really excited about this feature. 4K, 60 frames per second, pretty normal, right? But tap it again, and you get 4K 120 frames per second. This is going to make videos look extremely smooth. It'll help with your slow-mo video shots and a lot more. And of course, that chip will power their AI that's built into the phone. More on that coming very soon. But anyways, that's it for me for now. I promise I'll check in about a week with my impressions of the 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max. So be sure to subscribe. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Drop a comment. Let me know which one you're going with. And as always, thanks for watching.